Tonight, in the Kingdom of Umuofia, a truth is about to rise from a place where only the dead dare to walk. But before that truth can stand, a judgment must fall. In the great hall of the palace, the air was thick with tension. Elders, chiefs, and guards filled the room, their faces lit by the flickering torches on the walls. King Est stood tall and unmovable, his voice cutting through the silence. Queen Amara committed a crime against this kingdom, he declared. She announced my death while I still breathed. She buried a stone and sat upon a throne that was not empty. The room was deathly quiet. By the law of our fathers, the king continued, a crime like this is punished by death. But today, I will not kill her. Instead, she shall be banished from this kingdom forever. A collective gasp swept through the hall. Amara crumpled to her knees, her body trembling. My king, have mercy, she cried, tears streaming down her face. Fear ruled me, fear of losing my place, my youth, my worth. I was terrified of growing old without a child. I was terrified of becoming nothing after giving you everything. Do not send me into the evil forest. That place swallows souls. Nobody comes out alive. But King Ez's gaze was like stone. The judgment stands, he said. The god stepped forward, and the matter was settled. Days later, the entire village gathered at the edge of the forbidden forest. Amara stood before them, stripped of everything that once made her a queen. Her jewels were gone. Her expensive wrappers were taken. Her money, her phone, her servants all lost. She was left with nothing but a plain wrapper and the heavy weight of her shame. As she walked towards the dark woods, whispers followed her. She lied about the king's death. She stole the throne. Let the gods judge her. And just like that, the forest swallowed her whole, like a mouth closing over its meal. Back at the palace, a massive celebration erupted. Drums echoed throughout the kingdom. Cows were slaughtered, and palm wine flowed like a river. Dancers filled the grand square. King Ez, with a triumphant smile, took Oshawance, a simple maid, as his new queen. He placed the crown upon her head, and the people bowed, chanting, Your Majesty, Og. Her eyes sparkled with victory, but she was completely unaware that destiny was sharpening a blade just behind her back. Meanwhile, deep in the darkness of the evil forest, Amara sat beneath a twisted, ancient tree. Her wrapper was torn, her face was thin, and her eyes were wet with unshed tears. Night after night, strange, haunting cries circled her camp. Day after day, hunger gnawed at her bones. She spoke softly into the emptiness, her voice cracking. I was a queen once. I wore gold. I commanded servants. Now I am nothing but dust. Fear regneth me, and fear has paid me back with shame. But even in her despair, a small, stubborn fire refused to die out deep inside her. Far from the palace, in a tiny, cramped room, a man named Chaik could not find peace. He tossed and turned, haunted by the image of Amara, alone in the forest. The guilt was tightening around his throat like a noose. He paced back and forth, tormenting himself. I took money to destroy her, he whispered to the wolves. I planted a child that wasn't the king's. I helped build the lie that destroyed her life. He pressed his forehead against the cold window bars. This guilt will kill me if I keep quiet. I must tell the truth. At the first light of dawn, he packed a small bag and set out for the evil forest, determined to find her, asking villagers along the way for the path. After hours of battling through the thick, dark woods, calling her name until his voice was raw, he finally found her. Amara was weak, starving, and barely conscious. Amara, he gasped, kneeling beside her. I have come to confess. With trembling lips, he poured out the entire truth. The pregnancy OG carries, it is not the king's. It is mine. Amara's eyes widened in disbelief. He continued, the king cannot father children. You were never barren. All the shame you carried was not yours, it was his. Slowly, Amara began to stand. Strength returned to her body like thunder gathering behind the clouds. So all these years, she whispered, her voice gaining power, it was never me. They celebrated a pregnancy that does not belong to their king. She looked toward the distant palace, where the faint sound of celebratory drums still echoed. OG sits on a throne built on lies, she said, her voice now steady and firm. Chaik looked her in the eye. I will tell the elders, he vowed. I will stand beside you. I will bear the punishment for my sins. Amada took a deep breath, the fire in her heart now burning brighter than ever. She tied a wrapper firmly around her waist. We return to the village, she declared. Not for revenge, but for the truth. Chaik stood with her, his resolve matching hers. Then let us go and expose OG. Together, they stepped out of the evil forest, walking back toward a kingdom that was busy celebrating a lie. The forgotten queen is returning, and the truth is walking right beside her. Thank you for watching this episode. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss episode 11. It's going to be explosive.